What's up, guys? AhhLenHD here, and welcome to episode 4 of Road to Manchester City. And we start off this episode by looking for some silver players, a striker specifically. I find Alex Nimley, 81 pace on him. He looks like a pretty decent striker. He's 65 overall rated, and he's a shiny card, which means he's rare. And he looks like a pretty decent player, to be honest. I'm just trying to find him at the lowest price right now. And I add one to my watch list right there, 800 bid, 1,000 buy now, which really isn't that bad for a striker. I just want to boost up my little striking force a bit. And you see him there in my watch list. That was the cheapest one I found in a 4-2-3-1, which is a pretty decent formation. And I mean, it's turns out pretty great for me. You'll see here in a little bit. I was going to go play a match or something, but I decided to go back and put a bid on Alex Nimley because he had 15 minutes left on him, but a match could easily last more than 15 minutes, so I didn't want to miss out on him. So I was taking a little risk by not waiting it out for him, but hopefully I will get him. But you see our squad right there, 60 chemistry. Nothing's really changed, but going into the third match of that Bronze Cup, we come up against an opponent with a 4-1-2-1-2 all bronze English side, which looks very, very strong. He has almost perfect chemistry. It's just the right back is out of formation, which holds him back a little bit. But this guy is a very, very challenging opponent. And at halftime, it's 0-0. And honestly, he should have had the game. He should have been winning at this point. You see those stats. He had 8 shots, 6 on target, compared to my 3 shots and 1 on target, which was pretty awful to say the least. And this guy was pretty much controlling the whole entire game, had much better chemistry, and had a much better team than me. And off of a deflection, Shucker there, you see my controller disconnected because I was so frustrated. I might have threw it on the ground, but, you know, in the 89th minute, shortly after, he scores with the same guy and makes it 2-0. And that's pretty much how this game does end for us. We lose, my bad, 2-0. I wish we won, but that's our first loss of this series, guys, and it was a well-deserved loss, if you could say that. And in terms that the guy really did deserve to win, but we're moving along, and we will have other opportunities to spank on some people. But you see there the trade pile, my contract sold, Arbola sold, and Dawson sold. I just put them up for 150 start bids and just saw how much they went. But you see there we won Nimley with the 800 bid. No one else really wanted him. And we put him in our team right away, replaced Richards with Nimley. And Nimley and Fall will make a great combo up top. They're both pretty decently strong players. Nimley has got the pace. Fall has the height and the strength. And it's always nice to have some diverse strikers like that. But stay in my watch list for a little bit. I think I might have been distracted, forgot to edit that out. But I'll just leave that in there because nobody's really perfect. And I like to leave my mistakes in there sometimes. Don't want to be too perfect because I am human. But so you see there Nimley doesn't really get any strong link-ups. But I changed the formation to a 4-2-3-1 to match Nimley's formation card. And honestly, that's the formation I want to go with for the Manchester squad because I could fill every single position in this team or in this formation with a Manchester City player. And in formations like the 4-1-2-1-2 or something else with the left mid or right mid, I can't fill that spot because Manchester City does not have a right mid that I am aware of. And I've been searching and I can't really find a right winger or a right midfielder. But that kind of holds us back. I know Sinclair is a left midfielder, but you can't have one and not the other. And that just kind of held us back. If there was a right midfielder, I would definitely use the 5-3-2 or the 3-5-2 or the 4-1-2-1-2 because those are my favorite formations. But the 4-2-3-1 is overall pretty solid, and I do like it. And there's really nothing wrong with it. Nimley gets that nice little link up. I think he's on 7 chem right there. We're overall at 51 chemistry, which isn't that bad. We have the whole left French side of the team. And I'm just looking for ways right here at this point to see if I can improve the squad in any way. And honestly, there's not really a good way to improve this squad other than getting other Manchester City players. But never mind the players and the formations. We have our first online seasons match coming up here. And this is what I'm worried about in Division 5 because there are a lot of gold teams and a lot of strong opponents, and that could screw me over a lot. And speaking of gold teams, look what we come up against. Definitely not the greatest chemistry at all, but he does have those gold players. Even with crappy chemistry, his team is still far, far better than mine because he even has more chemistry than me, only by 5, but he still has more. And he has some pretty solid players, Ronaldinho, Klose, and all those guys. But he scores off of a deflection in the 41st minute with Lampard. And Lampard again putting it in the back of the net in the 43rd minute, only 2 minutes after, which was a little frustrating. But his keeper takes me down after I break free with Nimley. And I do get a penalty, which is kind of like a sigh of relief and kind of a hope that I could get back into this game. His keeper does get a yellow card. And I think he should have gotten a red because I was clear on goal. But goalies don't really get red cards too often in this game for some reason. I think they should when they take down a player like that. But Bond steps up to take the penalty. We always go right. In every one of my series, we always go right. In the 54th minute, he scores. But an insane finesse shot from Poli. And that hits the crossbar and just magically goes in. But Nimley steals it away from the keeper in the 90th minute and puts away a little consolation goal. But it was way, way too late in the game. And we could not pull off the win, unfortunately, because we simply just didn't have enough time. He basically took the ball and ran time out, essentially. And it was just a little frustrating that I lost by 1 goal. Even though this guy really, really deserved to win. Even though he did score some questionable goals, if you want to call them that. Some were lucky, some were well deserved, but definitely if I had a goalkeeper, probably none of those would have gone in, to be honest, except that first one with the deflection. But there's not much you can do about those goals. They do get scored on you occasionally, and there's not much you can do about them. But we take our second loss in this series, back-to-back losses. We lose 3-2. A little bit better result than last time, but still a loss, which is definitely not great. And we come out and we still have 0 points in the season because that was our first match and we obviously lost it. Our record standing at 5-2. We have 2,500 coins. But that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. I hope you are enjoying your holidays. Thank you guys for the support and the continued support on this series. If you guys like this episode, you know what to do. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.